So for the last few days, I have had the pleasure of playing Kaiserpunk, a new city building game coming out from Overseer Games, the makers of Patron and Aquatico. They were kind enough to send me an early access copy of the game before it comes out on Steam Next Fest on May the 27th. Kaiserpunk takes you back to World War I and the World War II era and lets you reshape history books in an alternate timeline that has a lot of really cool possibilities. So the setting of the game is that World War I basically did not end with the Treaty of Versailles, and it continued and ravaged Europe. Your battalion has come back home to find that its home has been completely destroyed, and it is up to you to rebuild your city. Kaiserpunk mixes city building with some grand map-wide strategy where you have an abstract combat system with units that you send into different regions and they fight against each other on the grand strategy map. The game actually looks really good. I really like the art style in the game. It's not super realistic looking, but it's also not too cartoony. It's somewhere kind of in between and has a really nice look and feel to it. The bigger your cities and stuff get, the more early 20th century they will start to take on appearances of, with tenement buildings and high-rises, lots of mixed-use looking buildings and everything, and some really huge, awesome looking factories such as the vehicle factory, your munitions factories, and many more. The gameplay of Kaiserpunk revolves around the tried and true method of survival colony city builder type games. You place down houses to supply workforce. Those houses need their basic needs tended to. In this case, for your starting labor pool, they'll need vegetables and bread, and so you start unlocking those chains and start putting those down to supply your people. There are also luxury needs. The starting luxury needs are newspapers and clothing. Now, you unlock newspapers pretty early on, and those need cellulose, which comes from a cellulose factory, which needs trees, but the trees are also needed by the lumberyard, so there's a lot of interconnectivity, and you do have to expand out and build a lot of really nice chains and everything to get all of the goods that you need supplied to your people. Now, instead of upgrading your population into the next tier of citizens, you actually have an entire different building set for those. So the other early game population class are the manufacturers. They have nicer looking homes and everything, and they also have more needs. On top of the vegetables and bread, they also need things like fish and meat, and those are unlocked later on in the agricultural tree. Now, you don't have to worry about when to build certain things or what you have to have going, because the game has a really good campaign tutorial to lead you through everything and let you start building up, and unlocks everything as you progress through the story of Kaiserpunk. The story so far is actually kind of interesting. It's left me with a lot of questions. I did not play through the entire demo so far. I've only played through about maybe half of it, but it has really opened up a lot of questions about who these people are. Where are these attacks coming from? What can I do to safeguard my city? It's actually really interesting. The grand strategy map has a lot going on with other factions, conquering other territories and stuff that you may end up having to fight against. So far, it's been pretty fun trying to go in and figure all these things out and learning how to manage the economy in this game. I haven't delved too deeply into the world map and everything, but there is a huge world map going on with multiple regions across Europe that you can conquer and set up outposts in. Those different regions have upgrades that you can do on them as well. And so you can specialize different regions into different things that you want your main city to have. So there's a lot of really nice strategy involved depending on where you want to take the game and how you want to specialize everything. The technology tree in Kaiserpunk is actually a little unique. Instead of queuing up research points or something like that, where you have to select a technology and wait for a certain amount of time for it to be researched, instead the research tree is unlocked by building more of that particular thing. If you need more agricultural stuff unlocked, you build more agricultural buildings, and those agricultural buildings give points towards the development tree. And once you pass the required points in that development tree, then it unlocks the next thing. So it's an active research tree where building stuff is actually what's needed to unlock the next tier. It encourages the player to build bigger cities and expand out in order to unlock those later technologies and have more buildings available to them. Kaiserpunk has a really nice and very detailed statistics style screen right here. It gives you a breakdown of all of the major things that you need to know about your city, and then you can go into sub-menus and take a look at lots and lots of data through there about how your productions are going, how your consumptions are going. And this will tell you if you need to build more of something or if you have too much of something, and you can turn a production off. It's a very, very informative screen, and I really like the way the data is laid out because it lets me know everything I need to know at a glance, and then I can dig down deeper as needed to find out even more information. So if you're interested in this game, be sure to check out the link for it down below in the description of this video. It's a fun little city building game. Go give it a try during Next Fest, see if you like it, and be sure to wishlist it if you do. With that, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy some Kaiserpunk, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, take care.